mean, they can be mad at us. It's fine.
Well, I mean, the better way to look at it is they will be mad.
They will.
There's no
be mad
fighting
at us. So
I forgot how to hyperlink in Discord, but I have gotten now because I'm a smart girl.
Oh, good. We're back. It's D&D Galactic. What fucking episode are we on again? This is
16 and a half.
2 of 2.
8.
Chapter.
This is 18. This is the 18th game that we've had. We're approaching 20 games, which is a bunch.
Yay.
Yeah.
That is quite a bit.
And I was just telling everybody off cam that I had completely forgotten how long running D&D can be with tangents and spin-offs and all the fun. Everybody remembers that I ran Vampire last time, and it's very tight and concise. And yeah, it's true. And if you're not following this guy, I'm just gonna do this real fast.
What guy?
And go head over to Lord Spartadude, look at his stuff, look at his YouTube, and that's where we're playing Vampire.
I don't do anything entertaining over there, though. So.
Well, we do entertaining things.
I mean, you guys do entertaining stuff. I just kind of sit there and play with myself.
Literally, that's the entire premise
It's
of my
kind of true. I haven't had a good run of D&D where I've played with my action figures in a while. It's been a bit. And all the NPCs and shit. Maybe we can fix that. We'll see.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's going to be bad for everybody. That's just how it is.
Oh.
Have to remember to channel the intimidating DM. I don't have one of those personas. That's another thing. But hi, welcome back. I guess we can just kind of get into it. We did like intros and shit before, but I'm kind of done with that now. It's in the countdown screen. It was there. You didn't read it. It's not my problem to catch you up on 18 episode. It's D&D in space, and shit's gonna get weird. I think that should just be the catchphrase that we start this with. It's D&D in space, and shit's gonna get weird.
I need Haran to give me finger guns.
Like magic rings that you can do that.
Like make my fingers into guns. I would like pew pew.
We're gonna have to do a
The
few
ultimate
things.
bisexual.
I am the disaster bisexual. It's fine.
But you do realize if those things backfire and you roll a 1 on an attack, you might have one less finger.
We can replace that. I'm good.
You can. They're replaceable.
If we're gonna give her finger guns, I have to replace the arms.
Cyberware's cheap, baby. Is it? We don't know.
Go gadget fingers.
Nobody's done it yet. We don't know if Cyberware's cheap or not.
Don't worry, Mizui. I'll make these 2 fingers mithril.
Oh, good plan. Yes, that's perfect. It's perfect.
So when they break,
God.
they're extra expensive.
Yes. Good thing we have a backstock.
Minus 50 D50.
Mine are. My fingers are double-barreled for your pleasure.
For her pleasure.
Okay.
Oh.
Christ.
Good start.
We
Good
can make
Great start. So
I can make it piston.
you know,
You're basically
I believe there was
turning
a,
Fisto from Fallout New Vegas at this
She's
point.
got,
Just
I timed that perfectly while she was drinking.
You did. Good job. It's recorded. I'm rolling. That's recorded forever. Everybody bookmark this. Whoever is watching on Twitch, make a clip. Look at her face. We all want to remember this forever. Forever. And when she's on her stream later, playing a normal game where it's fine, I want you to all put this clip in her chat.
So,
All of
I
my
mean,
best
Heron
friends.
is non-violent, so non-lethal takedown, some kind of shocking mechanism.
Taser.
We can make it.
Oh, we can put a taser in the pinky,
we would
right?
call it the shocker. Is that what you're trying to get to?
There.
I'm kind of slow, but
I can totally put a taser in the pinky.
I am forever ashamed that I came up with that.
You should be. You should
It's
feel
fine.
ashamed.
It's fine. The other catchphrase of this game, it's fine.
It's totally
really,
fine.
though?
I'm
Never.
perfectly in control.
Never. I've never been in control of this game a little bit. So, last
On
we
that
left
note.
off, y'all landed in you're home. You're back on the planet with the Adventure Guild. You are in the equivalent of Space New York.
The
Before
big space apple.
before we get into like leveling you guys up to level 3, even though you've already done it mechanically, is there stuff that you specifically wanted to get into? Is there stuff you wanted to do, wanted to research, things to do, people to talk to? Do we want to just do the montage nonsense first, so you have some time to like get into the game a little bit? We got all of it.
I would appreciate time to think. Honestly.
By the
I
way,
apparently
it's been a
didn't do
week.
that.
Do you remember everything that you wanted to do? No. It's fine. So,
I'm fine.
we're fine. We're fine.
I remember wanting to punch Alton.
When doesn't?
I
When is that not
distinctly
the
remember
case?
that.
Yeah,
When
I
is
was
that
gonna
not the
say-
case, though? To be fair, who
He-
doesn't want to punch me? I'm adorable.
He's just got one of those smiles.
How does that work? No, adorable punch?
She
No,
might
no.
sit on you, but I don't know about punch you. She's a very good babysitter.
I am a. Hold on. I have to remember how old I am.
Old
How
enough.
many centuries do you have under your belt? Because my belt's got lots of centuries under.
Half a
Also
century.
centuries, but you know that's
Halflings
different.
are longer lived, I believe.
They are.
Yeah, I'm 50, so I've got half a century.
Okay,
45.
Does that make you
so
old for a halfling? I mean,
Alton's
makes you middle-aged?
50.
Such a little baby.
50, and then Fee is how many hundred?
324,
Like,
400.
Fee is like Elven, Haran is Dwarvish, so probably 100 and change. Yasana, who the fuck knows, because she's technically undead. Builder he doesn't even remember how old the fuck he is, because he's an ancient guy. Then we have 17-year-old.
Right, which makes you a baby, brand new, fresh adult in the eyes of the Dragonborn, right?
Mm-hmm.
So characteristically, you're technically a new adult. Characteristically,
That's it.
Haran,
That's right, yep.
what is
That's
your
not
middle age?
characteristically.
Yeah,
That is
Haran.
exactly.
We
Well, I
can show you
guess I
the
mean-
ropes of adulthood. It's
It
fine.
is. I'm not showing him.
Shut up,
anything.
Role
You can show him,
models.
though.
There's role model. I'm interesting.
He's not into lizards, okay?
I'm interested in seeing how they can, this young, want-to-be hero has all of these horrible role models, and I want to see which direction that he starts growing in.
It's not gonna be good.
Not gonna be
I feel
good.
kind of torn as like my character, because like she's a cleric and like technically she should in fact be like a decent elf, but she's also a drow, you know?
Should be.
Very good
Racism.
person.
Right? I know,
I thought
right?
she was a very good person. Yeah.
Ha, ha.
Oh hey, hey! How are you doing that, you sneaky bitch? This is not the vampire game. There are not two of me, thank you.
Yet.
That's true.
Yet.
It's
Yeah.
very true, Scarlett. Okay, so if we are going to get into our level 3 training things,
Right.
we might need to do this the fun way. There's new
With a-
toolbars now.
With a
so-
musical interlude.
No. With
Aw.
all of you guys rolling initiative. Hold please.
Ooh.
Initiative?
Hold,
Oh,
please.
in order for turn order, of course. Initiative, very important.
Hold please.
What am I holding?
Turn. There you go. Oh wow.
I
There's
got
whole
a
bunch
few
of shit.
things.
That is a lot
It's a
of stuff
tankard.
going on here.
Available.
Sure.
Empty, 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 empty.
I'm sure that's what it
That's
is.
the last
Yeah,
one.
it's a tanker of
That's
ale.
definitely the first thing that I thought of.
Add turn. Add turn.
Guys, it was a
Bad
really
turn.
anxious week for me last week,
Bad
and this
turn.
weekend was really shitty. So you can expect me to be turned up to 12.
Excellent.
The dial stops at 7, but like.
Honey,
I'm
I'm never below a 15.
We know.
I wasn't talking
seen
about size, okay? Jesus. You don't have to brag.
Okay, feel free to roll away. I got the shit
Yeah,
set
that's what
up.
I wanted. Was to do that.
Initiative
Mm.
3.
Should probably open my character sheet.
Holy shit.
Damn it!
The one time you didn't want to roll high.
Fucking cleric initiative.
That's fine. Cleric initiative
know.
is usually pretty. It's good to be lower on the initiative scale as a cleric.
Well, yes. I simply meant that my modifier is a 1.1.
I'm
Like-
sorry, Gooder.
1.13.
Yeah, well, that's.
So before I lose all this, oh, this didn't actually do what I wanted it to, so that's
No,
fine.
it did not.
I'll
Why
do
didn't it?
it
That's weird.
myself.
Do we get to keep the rules we just did?
Oh, because we
Yep.
didn't have our tokens.
Yeah,
Fine.
Can we redo the rolls we just did?
No,
All right,
that's
Nerd
who
Conan.
stuck it first.
all right, Conan.
Wait a minute.
Alden
You
is
would do it, listen.
0.19 actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I-
don't care.
But didn't. Oh.
Oh.
But
The
didn't-
hell
Oh,
with
there,
you,
there
I do it
actually
myself.
is. There
In
are
fairness,
6.3.
And if you're
Top
not, to
two.
hell with you.
that's who
And
critted
there's
them.
2
So like.
The hell with
you're
you, Crom.
playing
I'll
higher,
do it
but-
myself.
1.5.
So is Alton middle age? Because I'm trying to contextualize. the
Insert
character.
punching a camel.
23.
To be fair, Alden is like early enough in their life to where he just kind of still.
Haran is
He's like the
46.
equivalent of a human at like 25 or 30, roughly. Still early on.
Young
Haran-
adult.
I looked up the average lifespan of a halfling, and apparently it's like 2 centuries on average or so, somewhere into there.
Oh, great! I've lived 2 of your lifespans, dear. Listen, listen. I don't have a lot of opportunity to be the old one in the group, and so I'm gonna use this till it's dead.
That
I
feels
forget
like a
now.
really backhanded sort of compliment
Old
here.
does not mean wise.
No, it does not.
That's
Indeed.
fair.
Yeah, Haran's only
Meanwhile-
46.
No,
So-
that's the thing, right? Fee is like in the deep dark of the fucking drow planet of slaves, you know? Like, she
Bad.
lived through the slave period and probably had her own, I think. How long ago was this?
The planet of Thrak, which is that only became a free world about a half century ago.
Half day ago.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
yeah.
decade, but that's wrong. It's 50.
Yeah,
It's 50 years.
When was their Juneteenth?
Orcish calendars are really hard to figure out, and it's basically whenever the fuck they feel like it.
That's fair. So every day. There's like a day
Usually-
of party, a day of break. A day of
Usually,
party.
it is then post ale. That is how that is.
God. See, how can I possibly be a very good person when I am me?
You know, I keep asking that question, but I keep not getting real answers.
It's fine.
Mr. Good Barrel, as it turns out, you've won our little initiative game, so that either means you won or you lost, because that means you have to go first.
I can deal with the consequences of doing well or doing poorly.
But can
I
we-
am prepared.
Consequences
can
of
we-
my actions.
Cause it's a montage.
Little
Gonna
bit.
need a motherfucking montage.
Oh, I love the fact that the Team America's in there. How long did it take you to make that?
I did that while we set up the game. Did it like 2 minutes.
See what happens when you give this motherfucker prep time? There's a problem here.
Yeah.
He's
I'm just saying.
he's the Batman of memes.
He's second to no, not quite. Third. He's halfway down the turn order. He's gonna have lots of time to bullshit while we talk.
Oh, he is.
Na 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 na
Yeah.
na me man.
I may have had time to plan shit too, so this is gonna be fun. Down in Alton's part of town.
Okay.
You need to get that janitor bot down there.
About that. We'll get to that.
No.
We'll get to that.
No. No.
We'll get to
None of
You
that.
ever lose a fight against an inanimate object before?
He's animate.
You ever drink mayonnaise from a shoe?
How often would Alton have checked in downstairs, as it were, in the rogue hall?
Fairly often. I'm sure he'd have reason to go down there if for no other reason than to just see what's going on. He'd probably, if I recall correctly, the last words I had were to Builder saying we needed to talk, but before getting to that point, Alton probably would have checked into the rogue hall.
That's fair.
Seek some advice, insight.
Insight into what? That's actually pretty fair. What are you looking to figure out? If you're trying to, or are you just being there to be there and see what you can get? Is there a goal?
Mostly I'm there to just to pick up anything I can to learn anything that might be helpful down the line. See who's who and that kind of deal. But for the Rogue Hall's master, I would have some questions, I suppose, since given the recent events that have transpired in Alton's personal life.
That's fun. Okay. So, around about the time you head to the Rogue Hall, which the Rogue Hall is kind of a fun one in the Adventurers Guild because it's that nice circular room of doors of each class and everything. And when you go in the Rogue Hall specifically, you go like down a hall, and then you go down like a manhole and a ladder, and then you kind of go like completely off property of the Adventurers Guild, and they have their own thing set up in like some underground place somewhere because they don't technically want to be on let's say the ground where if something went wrong the guild would get in trouble. There's a whole bunch of like skirting the laws and stuff with that. But one of the first things that you get when you head down, there's like an area that like there's like bunks and stuff, and there's sort of like grab bag, like nobody actually really stays down there because they like their money, but everybody has sort of a place where they can crash. And at yours, when you go there, there's a very familiar knife stuck in the wood with a little piece of paper that just says "My Office." That reminds you of the last time you attempted to flirt with the leader of the Rogue Hall that took out a chunk of your ear. And the paper just says "My Office."
I approached the office.
What you get is kind of the office is small, but it's low lit. But there's a nice desk, a very nice chair that is lined with like fur and very much like a pirate queen kind of vibe. And of course, you get your guild master. Or I should say your particular class hall master in there. Oh, I was wondering when you would show up, Good Barrel. You've been busy.
That I have. I'm not sure what all you've heard, but
Oh, you know.
I need some advice.
You need advice. This is the best day all week. What advice do you need?
Well, I lost a friend recently, and he was one of the only people that didn't betray me in my previous life. And whatever caused him to die, whatever took him over, there's something afoot. Some kind of, I don't know, greater power, greater presence behind it. I don't know what, but he never would have let himself be taken over by something without a reason. And I don't know why this had to happen. I just don't know what to do to cope the loss.
Well, that depends on what you're asking of me. If you're asking for how to cope, my usual answer is the bar 3 doors to the left. But I don't think that's what you're asking me.
I suppose it's not exactly what I'm asking you, no. I guess what I'm really asking is, what or who could possibly be responsible, and how do I take them down?
Now, some variation of that question is the question most often asked of me. Down here, there are usually only 2 motivations: money or revenge. And the best advice I could probably give you is the answer that you don't want. That one of them is worth it, one of them is not. But you've got a little something else going on here. You've got mind control stuff. I can't promise anything, but I can see what I can do of putting noses to the ground.
If you're going to put noses to the ground, 2 things need to be said. 1, that I greatly appreciate it, and 2, they should be more careful than they have ever been in their lives. Whatever possessed my friend, it's bad news.
Details. She makes like a grabby hand motion.
Emmy.
I would need to talk with one of my companions before I get any finer details, but what I do know is whatever it was appeared to be fused with my friend. Not just controlling him telepathically, but I mean truly fused. The way my companion had to slice and dice him to get it off, I've never seen anything like it. Whatever these things are is cause for my companion to be very concerned. And I've never once seen Builder concerned to this degree.
Well, I'll tell you what. The safest thing to do is for me to not put operatives in the field until we know what we're dealing with. So, you talk to your friend, get me as much information as you can, so that I can keep our people safe. And then we can start putting feelers out. Until then, how would you like to work off some steam?
I would be glad to work off some steam.
You're stepping up. People are taking notice, and it's only going to be so much longer that you can kick around in the lower levels, as the guild likes to put it. You're going to need a bit of an edge. We always do. I've been keeping half of an eye on you. I think I get the style that you're going for. You've got that fucking pirate swagger. You've got a very specific kind of style that isn't like my thieves, isn't like my assassins. You have your own vibe going on. And I think I found you a training partner.
Color me intrigued.
Room 8 down the hall.
Aye, Captain.
She just kind of nods and is like, all right, that's it. Out.
All right. I head towards room 8 down the hall.
Room 8 down the hall. Is a fun one. So you go down this hall, and it's much the same as the rest of the rogue hall down here. There's like some kind of like steam pipes in like, there are a few pipes that look like they got like Magitech something or other going through them, cables and stuff. It's very much a undercity as it is. And you head down the area that was pointed out to you, and you eventually get to a room 8. Looks like they're training rooms over in this way. There's like various like low-level looking like blasters and like cutlasses on the lining the walls for training purposes and stuff. Room 8 is a little bit off of its hinges and just kind of hanging there.
Do I see anyone in the room?
Doors shut. I mean, are you trying to like peek in and stuff?
No, I knock.
You knock?
Do the polite thing. I knock.
Excellent. Give me a reflex save. Real fast.
Shit. Let's see. You mean dexterity saving throw or?
Yes, right. 5th edition. It's gonna take a while to get back into it. That's better than average. That's good. So you knock and you hear bullets going off on the other side of the door, and like 1 or 2 holes appear in there. What would be like if you weren't a halfling, you might have trouble, but you are a halfling, so they're clear over your head. And the door kind of squeaks open through sheer concussive force. And on the other side, you see the fuck you doing, little man? This chap.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this.
Who I know one of our number knows who that is, at least one.
I love the name
You should.
McRubbins.
Fantastic. I say to this mysterious soul before me, I say, name's Goodbarrel, Alton Goodbarrel. I'm here to train.
There's a moment of silence, and you get this like dead-eye stare for a minute, like he has no idea what you just said, and then his face splits in this big stupid orky grin, and he just keeps trying to shoot at you. And the without doing any more rolls and such, the scene essentially descends into chaos. But the specific kind of chaos that Good Barrel is most well known for. It's the all of the bits of the swashbuckler are present in this duel. It's a little bit like douchebag pirate. It's a little bit Errol Flynn, and by the end of it, you kind of get like this person is coming at you with like a force of personality, and kind of reinforces your new class abilities, how you can like feint and taunt and like put yourself in a better advantage just by like being loud and being noticed. And also the whole like weapon or ranged weapon in one hand and melee weapon in the other. And by the end of it, it puts both of you at that bar that was recommended earlier. You both are... You don't have to deal with healing, but you both would probably be at the equivalent of like half-ish hit points. You beat the shit out of each other pretty good. It was a good sparring session. You're both kind of bruised. Like, you punched him right in the jaw. He kicked you in the dick. It was one of those. There was no, like... After the, like, opening things, when you realize there were no, like... There's no, like, rules or, like, morals to be followed in this. This is the school of dirty fighting. That's where you're at. You have the sense of it would be a proper way to say hello to this guy, to, like, have snuck up on him and attacked him, because he'll probably do the same to you, to say hi. I promise you that's not foreshadowing at all.
Sure it's not.
But you both wind up at the bar at the end of it. He winds up buying you the drink. And sits down next to you and like, so what brought you here? Down here, that is.
That is quite a tale. Truth be told. Suppose I'm looking for a second lease in life. And this felt as good a place as any to go.
That sounds about right for most of us. All of us that end up down here, it's just... We could either just keep stealing shit, or we could make a name for ourselves. That's the bit. And he, like, pokes you. But, like, with his knife, like, the tip of it. Not in a way that it actually breaks the skin, but he's, like... He has zero boundaries at all. It's one of those people that you have to kind of get used to being around. The folks down here typically, it's either fame or fortune. Yeah? Down here, it's fame. Out there, you don't want your name getting out. Out here, you do. What's your name gonna mean when you're done?
More than I could ever imagine, I hope.
That's funny. I've asked a bunch of people that question. They already have a bunch of answers made up in their heads. You don't. I can't tell if that makes you great or dumb. But I think I like you. And he waits until you almost talk, like respond, and then he immediately gets you in a headlock and administers a noogie that probably would shave hit points off of you.
And hair follicles.
You might have a tiny little bald patch.
It'll grow back in time. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fine. But through those weird sparring things, that's how you get your the fancy footwork and the whole like rakish audacity class feature you have. It's not really a great thing to realize in the back of your brain, but you might have learned a few things from this orc.
I can promise you, it's a fantastic thing that I've learned from this orc.
And the rest of the party is not going to be happy about that. Not my fault.
It's good, Barrel, but louder.
The best guns are the loudest guns, if you ask an orc. So,
Probably would not ask an orc, just for clarity's sake.
you won't have to. That's the best part. They'll just tell you. So next up,
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior, Docker?
Oh
Okay,
yes.
everybody drink for that one. Jesus.
Oh, wait. I need to grab a drink.
Water's good enough.
So many goblins.
Yeah, that's a lot of goblins. That's beautiful. Harambe, look at this. Look at this. This is the
Oh!
best.
Oh, this is fantastic. Look at this.
It took him a minute. It was wonderful. Oh god. Oh, my friends. What am I gonna do?
Hide.
I can't. I'm the DM. It sucks.
No. Oh no.
Tatsu. He rolled next on
Me.
initiative.
I guess.
So you would have spent some time.
I went to Little Draconis.
You did actually. Hold please.
Got me some udon.
Did I do that?
Slurped it up weird because I technically don't have lips.
There's ways you can use your tongue. Hang on. Did I ever do a thing for this? I can do a thing for this. Hold, please. This, and we can actually go. I
It's
have a thing
magic.
for that. It is magic.
There's an
It's
app
amazing what a little bit of prep will do. So,
Wait, we're in outer space. 40 what? 40 what?
Parsecs.
so you spent some time out in the Dracaris sector of Cruciva. This is fairly normal-ish. Every kind of planet that is in the system has kind of its own little section with a few other little ones, like the Arcaran one that you were in before that was kind of the melting pot of all of the a lot of the races that didn't fit in any other particular section. So there is essentially a little Dracaris section where a lot of the Dragonborn hang at. Not exclusively. There's a few others. Like, it's not unheard of to see a lot of other species cruising around, but there's little bits there that makes you a little reminded of home. It's a little more, let's say, progressive, a little less locked into an ironclad oppressive thing of tradition and rules, and there is only one right way to be, but the food is good. Some of the sights will remind you of home. And the people appear to be nice. There's people just walking the streets, and for the first time since you got to this planet, you hear like 3 different conversations in Draconic going on at once. Little things. While
If
you're
anybody who has been looking, who has seen Tatsu over the past however long it's been, they would be able to tell there's like a significant relaxing of his shoulders, just not nearly as tense as he usually is.
Yeah. What kind of joint you looking for udon? I'm just curious. How does that work? How does Tatsu like his foods?
The best udon place is the weird little cart in an alleyway that nobody can really see.
The classic cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
So you spend some time walking. It's darker than pictured here because it's still the night from before, and you just went to walking. Hit me.
Better yet,
Ooh.
a
Okay.
hole in the wall that a normal human-sized person can barely fit in. One of those places, but he's a dragonborn, so
you're like
hilarious.
hunched down. That makes things even better. So you find one of those, and it's the smell that gets you in there. It's always the smell that gets you in a place. It's one of those alleys that you have to come around where the back window and the vent is coming from the kitchen, and as you come by, the scent hits you, and it's one of those things that just brings you straight back home. And it's not hard to walk out and around towards the front. Little place, low lit. There's probably 3 patrons total. Ironically, 2 of them are Dragonborn that you have never seen before, just locals. The last, though, over a bowl of one of those, like, bowls of ramen that just have so much stuff in them, there's practically no, like, room left in there for noodles.
It's what a weird coincidence.
Weird coincidence. Like with all the ritualistic piercings and everything, so only sort of looks a little out of place, but the more casual garb fits in this area. There's definitely a lot of like Dracarys Thrak crossover. She glances over and looks up and says, "You kidding me?"
Of all the udon shops and all of Dracarys, walks into mine.
She just like looks at you for a minute and like sighs, like, "You might as well sit." Just into one of these.
Thank you. He just sits down. I'm imagining the stool groans a little bit.
Yep. Just so. Old Dragonborn man, and I mean like the Dragonborn old man fits in this place because he does the, like, the thing where they like shrinks down, like really. There's like little spectacles on the end of his like long nose, little walking stick. Takes your order, goes back. And across the table on her side, there's the food, obviously, but there's like 2 books on either side that are like open, that look like Actually, yeah, I'll even make you do that. Like either perception check or investigation check, depending on which you would rather, if you care. And there's like a stack of like 2 or 3 other ones, giving off the vibe of a college kid that is studying and eating at the same time. Oh yeah, so tactical manuals. Not a little more intense than the equivalent of like Art of War. You'd probably lean towards something more akin to like Book of Five Rings.
Brushing up.
Always. If I don't, well, there's always a chance I'll run into someone who's smarter than me. I don't like that. That doesn't appeal to me.
Well, over the past... How long has it been in game?
Oh boy, it has been. You guys went and
20
did
minutes.
your job. 20 minutes. You did your job where you went and did the quest with the Lich, which was a couple of days. And then there were like, I want to say, maybe 4 days total travel out to the asteroid and back. So it's probably been like a week, maybe a little bit more. Since you've been back on planet, I'm going to assume there has been time to rest up in between as well. So a week-ish.
Over the past week, I find it far more tolerable to find someone smarter than you than someone infinitely dumber.
Team stuff, she just says and just flat face.
Team stuff.
I haven't done that in a while. It's not really to my taste. Why do you do it?
It's part of the experience, is it not? Wait, can I get out of team stuff? And he just kind of leaning over the table like, is there a way out?
I mean, technically, if you just want to do solo jobs when you want to, I mean, none of the bards know how to properly be on a team, period. If you ask a bard, they're the team leader and they just have minions. That's how it works for them. They just go and do stuff and sometimes hire out other adventurers. If you wanted to do solo gigs, you can. It doesn't bring in as much money, but
I've nearly died enough as it is.
although, she like leans down and puts like the clean end of chopsticks on a point in the page. Allies are strength.
We've gotten through situations I certainly wouldn't have been able to do myself.
There's a reason parties endure as a guild institution. She kind of rolls her eyes a little bit.
I was always just prepared for more cohesion.
I suppose that depends. We have an odd role in this guild. People hear the word fighter and they think we hit things. That's what we do. We strong. Hit things. Smash. That's more my brother. Gah. Depending. Sometimes you just need to find where your niche is in a group. It could be you haven't found the harmony you're looking for. It could be you're trying to be something in that group that either isn't the weak point that needs holding up, or might just not fit. There's a lot of ways to support and help. And she kind of leans over and slides one of the books, the thing that appears to be the equivalent of the Book of Five Rings, over your way. What exactly are you dealing with here? She seems to have completely forgotten her food as your food shows up.
I would be ecstatic. Simply to not feel like I was talking to a wall. Multiple walls. And a ceiling.
Believe me, I think I understand exactly what you're talking about. Family's weird.
He picks up the book and just starts idly flipping through a few of the pages.
It's got a lot to do with essentially what Tatsu would eventually recognize as the whole like student of war thing that's that's on your sheet. A lot of the specific maneuvers, a lot of things to do that are less run in, swing away until somebody essentially runs out of hit points.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird book on thinking man's articles of combat.
Flipping through it randomly, picking up his bowl, drinking some of the broth.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, this Discord's gone insane.
It's... always seems to be either coming up to an argument or simply silence.
Oh yeah. That is my experience working with groups entirely. For the most part. I never really got along very well with the ones I'd been paired with. There are already always too many ideas in their head about big stupid fighter, or just no reasonable cohesion, and it was a lot of babysitting. If you want any advice from the stuff that I've been with, when I was young and just getting started in the guild, I would charge in every time because that was my duty. It had wound up not helping anyone. I was full of a desire to prove myself, to differentiate myself from the rest of my family, and I wasn't looking at the battlefield as a whole. I was just looking at me, in my wants and my desires. If I had to recommend anything, next time you get in a scrape with your crew involved, when you're by yourself, do whatever the fuck you're gonna do. That's you. Haul off. DACA. When you're with the crew, wait a minute. Take it in. See what they're doing. Support them. It might not be glorious. And believe me, I know I've heard enough of that. But there's something to playing babysitter on the field that is kind of satisfying. Taking out people that are attacking that have already jumped on an ally, or preventing someone from getting to one. And if all else fails, she has her sword that is sheathed, and she kind of like takes it by the sheath and like reaches it over Tatsu's shoulder, and its butt pokes against the blaster slung over on Tatsu's back.
The
The
grenade launcher I have forgotten to give back. Oops.
And yes, Sarge is looking for that. He said something about training regiments too.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I alerted him you were here about 5 seconds into our conversation. She holds up a communicator and there's a little red blinking light.
He's shivving the brother just.
And you just hear something like, it's not on speaker, but it's loud enough. You're, what in the Sam hell? Like, it's my nader. I recommend you probably finish up your meal. Start heading back. You got time. He's probably going to destroy about a few of the test dummies. You'll have time. How'd it work? Was it good? Yeah.
And he just goes into the story of sneaking the grenade through the door.
That was hilarious. But it's the rest of the evening goes about as you'd think. You get good food. By the time you get back to the AG and into the Fighters Guild Hall again, if I can find it, because there's so many classes in this game, you all have a spot. And then you spend about 3 hours playing with your old friend.
Help me.
It's rough. It's definitely rough. But something about the little things that you picked up in the book, and she had let you keep the book.
Pre-book?
And one or two of the maneuvers in it that you just kind of saw, you'd give them a try out, and it's always the first awkward attempt, and it helps a little bit. It's not as terribly brutal of a sequence as you think it would be. There are several situations of essentially combat droid simulations. You get the shit beat out of you, but you seem to win more of them than you lose. It's both humbling and empowering at the same time. And you get your fancy Battle Master stuff from it. What's the fucking resource that's called again? I always forget.
Maneuvers?
Yeah, the superiority die.
Mm-hmm.
And all that fun shit.
Every class has some bullshit.
You damn right it does. And on that point, you end the day full of bruises, but you have a full belly, and you know where a really good noodle shop is now. He also
good
takes
day
back the
indeed.
grenade launcher. He
Oh,
also
no!
takes back the grenade launcher.
No, he should be so impressed by my stories of elevator tomfoolery that I should receive the grenade launcher and extra grenades. Come on, guys, back me up here.
Is that going to be a
Listen,
well,
I
so
don't
that
want to have to
really
work out with
happened.
Sarge.
That really happened. So it's not going to be a bluff check. I'm going to say that would be persuasion.
Okay.
Let's see if you can pull it off. This might be an important roll, everybody. Y'all want a grenade launcher?
Well,
Yeah,
I want to see a grenade launcher in action. Again.
My
It was so much
3
fun.
zeros in intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
I'm going to
Should
say.
help.
I'm going to say. Well, let's see what we get.
Persuasion, he says.
Uh-huh. No disadvantage. It could be 9.
Ooh!
Oh.
I don't think that was enough. If
I'm
it
was
gonna get
not-
hit.
He has a helmet on, so you don't really know the the expression, but it's just quiet for long enough. You just like, sure.
You gotta help me out here, Sarge. You gotta say something. And he, as the silence continues, he just shakenly like.
He puts it back up on a wall, and there's like this rag that he immediately starts buffing off any portions of scratches or like debris that got on it at all, like gun nut going gun nut. But yeah, superiority die.
No, it was not a good try at all.
No.
I believe we established that it was a terrible try.
Well, I mean,
I
just
know.
trying to
Could've
be
been
encouraging. We're a
least-
team, you know.
At
It could've been
least
worse.
You tried.
Yeah, you didn't nat one, so I mean.
Speaking of
Don't
talking
wanna think
shit
about
and all that, the next person on the initiative order is, in fact, Fee.
Yay! I did some work in the background while you guys were talking, and I paid attention to what I was doing, and now I have ideas again.
Little bit. So, what's Fee been up to?
So last time, Fee
Mhm.
took her new friend to the church, and we did a little song and dance about Isle Stray, and
Oh
now I'm a
Damn it,
good
Matt.
person.
Damn it, man.
I do like how you managed finger guns. It's pretty impressive. I didn't know that Jesus was bi, but
Yay, Jesus supremacy? Question mark.
yeah, I knew it was a problem the second I said it. I didn't know it would get worse.
We're in the
I don't
cleric
know.
hall, everybody. This is fun.
So we do our little song and dance to the goddess, but mostly Fee has just taken her time and freed this person who she doesn't feel should spend time in jail. Gave him a little bit of food, a token of the goddess to carry with him.
Mhm.
She would have done, of course, her thing about like this will grant you passage if you find yourself in trouble. If you are found to do these kinds of things while wearing it, they'll take it away from you. And things of that nature. But otherwise, she would have
That's good.
just spent some time in there with Illustrate at the Isle and prayed, said thank you, kind of recounted what has happened, and she would have spent a long time discussing. Shit, I think it's my partner coming after me. I said I was confused and didn't know what I was doing, and it's just getting worse.
Who are we talking to about this now?
Illustrate.
Oh,
got
just
it.
literally like this is you in prayer. Okay.
Yes. Her relationship would be such that she would just go and talk to her like a diary, like a journal, except there's somebody on the other side. And so, yeah, he was just like, it's my husband, my partner. It's very, it's very complicated. I'm afraid of what's coming next, but I know that, with my team and the guild to back me and you as my guide, I will find the path to walk that will keep everyone safe. And that's basically what she's doing. She's having this conversation with her goddess.
That's fair. Nothing like last time happens where you find yourself in a different place. You don't particularly leave your mortal body behind. It's
Sure.
literally just that. It is you spending time in prayer, speaking to your God. And also, it's a little bit meditative. It's a little bit. You're not just talking to your goddess, you're also kind of talking to yourself a little bit. You're sort of working things out. There's a whole element of that to it. And there comes a point where you have said your piece. You're still kind of in the like. I'm still here. I've said my part, but I'm not haven't disengaged with the idol or anything yet. When you feel a little hand on your shoulder, and when you turn around, it is the keeper of this hall, Astrid.
Estrid.
Who?
Hello, yes, I have a voice. Estrid.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How are you
does she
holding
make
up?
she will not shake off the woman's hand, but she will, because I recall the altar being sort of like a small piece of like grass and cobble, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So she will, or moss or whatever. She will touch her hands, both her hands, to the moss, as sort of like a departing, and bow to it, and then she will, uh, not. I don't think she feels obligated to rise, but she will look to Estrid and say, "It's been quite the week, but I always have my faith, and it does bring me a sense of peace."
I don't know the details, but it seemed like it had been a week.
um, she'll laugh at this, and softly, and she'll stand and say, I probably should tell someone more, but I am concerned about the safety of those who know. Um, but if
Well,
you
I would not call myself particularly concerned for my safety. Not here.
um, what so there'll be a long pause, and she'll say, "How do you feel about slavery?"
I think you have a pretty good handle on how I feel about that, dear.
I Yes, I would agree, and I do feel quite similarly. In fact, one of the things I have done in my past was work with Ilastrai's guidance to free slaves from Nixus, and I have dealt more than once in the network of churches to find safe passage for people. And I have landed here in my own safe passage after I decided that enough was enough, and I would not stay beneath the step of my spouse. And it has come back to haunt me now, and I I am concerned that it brings more than just this threat to a new member that happened this last week because of me. And while what I have done it for good cause. I have brought great risk to the guild and to my team, and I am concerned. I worry for their safety. I worry for everyone's safety. It's one thing to put myself at risk to protect others. It's a new situation to have a second network of people to worry about, and I don't know that I'm coping with it well.
Sounds an awful lot like you might just be a cleric. And she reaches her hand out, and if you would take it, come with me. And she leads you maybe like 5 feet this way, and sits on a pew with you. That is understandable, that you worry for people and that you worry that you bring risk to others. I know that you are aware that this Adventurers Guild is not populated by people who wish to lead safe, boring lives. I know that you know that. But there's something special in that, isn't there? See, a guild member, the little goblin, right?
Gorka.
He was abducted.
By people working for my spouse.
Who saved him?
Well, my team and I.
His brothers and sisters. The guild. There is a mutual benefit there. When one of ours is in danger, specifically us, I feel. Not all under these halls are the healing or protective type. There are many types. But when one of us is in trouble, it's our duty to help them. That's what we do. And be it for good or ill, those that stood and performed evils against us, they are aware, and she lowers her voice a little bit, that there is an entire small city of maniacal, crazy nutcases that do insane amounts of violence for money, that will happily charge into certain death to bring glory to the guild.
I feel attacked.
I feel that's an apt way to put it. But that's just me, I guess.
This is a whole different bit of a game than you've been playing before. You've been playing in the shadows, hide and seek, knives in the dark. You've been saving people, but from a hidden point where you couldn't strike openly. Cat's paws sort of games. Your opponents now, should they strike at you, now know what will happen to them. We protect our own. You protected our own. You did it yourself. You were there. You're the one who led this. Maybe it was initially for your own personal reasons. Maybe it was for guilt. Maybe it was for any number of things. But you went out there and you brought a guild member home. And everyone saw you do it. Your allies and your enemies. The games we play now are not knives in the dark. You have strengthened friends.
Thank you, Esther. Your words are very kind, and I will endeavor to take them to heart. Still, I am struggling to communicate with the correct level of clarity that perhaps I don't know the guild well. I am new. but I fear that I bring more than an enemy or two. I fear that I bring a planet system and its shadier allies to bar against us. Nixus does not easily let go of things, as I'm sure you are aware.
While I am aware, I do have a bit of news for you on that front.
Mhm.
Again, what we do is in the open, not so much the dark.
Sure.
So word has come out that a certain individual has been taken captive. And word has also come out that a certain planet has disavowed knowledge of that person's doings and has left them out to dry.
If that is not like the matron, I suppose I do not know what is.
They will probably try something. That I don't doubt. They are quite literally incapable of acting openly, and I don't mean that in they don't enjoy behaving that way. I mean, if they do, they will be utterly annihilated.
Mm.
And that's not even going in, that's just the pure force of it. That's not going into political ramifications. These individuals that you are dealing with have to tread a very careful line to even keep their seat on the council. If you can out them, there's not a whole lot they can do about it. You are, I feel, right to worry. You should be concerned for others, and it honestly brings me a little bit of joy to see how well you are taking care of your team. But I feel that you do not quite realize the position of strength that you are in, because you are in one.
How do you mean?
The Adventurers Guild is known far and wide. If one world, a world that has a very low public opinion, I might add, attempts to openly do anything, they imperil themselves. If they can be proven to have hired mercenaries through second hand, even third hand, they imperil themselves. Whomever is after you has just been taught that they need to tread much more carefully.
Mm. I see your meaning.
So do not drop your guard. I do not suggest this. You know better than that anyways.
Indeed.
But take some pride and take a moment and know that people have your back now. You've had other people's back for a long time. This is meant to be cyclical, not a one-way thing.
She'll release like the heaviest of sighs, as though this is something she has heard before. And say, yes. And I appreciate the reminder. It is so hard in the moment to recall such things, isn't it? When we are so accustomed to doing for others and serving for others, that perhaps we are in return served.
Do you have, dear, any idea how many beleaguered and traumatized clerics that I have counseled in my time?
All of them, I'm sure.
Do you have any idea how many clerics that I attend to are accompanied by the most rapacious groups of chucklefucks that I have ever heard of, ever? Being a cleric is not easy. It never is. You have to look out for people who often do not look out for themselves. But in that stress, if you take a moment, a lot of times you'll realize that you don't have to pay for meals quite as much because they are thankful for you. They're willing to, at the drop of a hat, go help you with something. Be thankful for that.
Travel days through light spaces. Indeed.
Remain vigilant. Just do not deny yourself a little bit of joy for what you do have that you did not have before.
Thank you for your counsel today, Esther.
I also counsel that you should probably go get drunk at least once while you're still. And there's just a moment where she looks at you and goes, "It helps."
Is every guild leader solution alcohol?
Yes.
This is the
Just a fun
Adventurers
one.
Guild.
At the Adventurers Guild, we're like one step above mercenaries.
Yep.
we're just like governmentally sanctioned mercenaries.
That's
Okay,
the
so
best
yeah.
way.
Sorry.
That's the best way I've heard it put so far.
Just the fun ones. So all of them. Yes, all of their solutions is
Yes.
alcohol.
I can only imagine that mine is actually not, and it's worse.
Oh, he's worse for sure.
I'm sure.
Are we talking
Have you
like
ever tried
meth
mushrooms?
worse?
I've got this new chemical compound. It's very interesting. You might like it.
I was thinking meth, but
Only an artificer would come up with meth.
You're not wrong. There's a.
Acid.
I think a certain DM may or may not have come up with something that may or may not have resembled meth. Never.
That doesn't sound like a DM I know.
Nah.
Now listen, it wasn't called meth.
Well,
No, of course
remind
not.
me what it was called again.
We know.
It was a four-letter substance. One of them began with M.
Yeah,
It was
an acronym.
abbreviated.
we just
I
for
love
the
that you
record,
just
we
have
don't
that notebook
condone
right
this.
there.
We don't condone doing these kinds of things, of course. Just
This is a game for
Drink
game
responsibly.
purposes.
Yeah,
Game.
this is
Obviously,
for game
we would
purposes.
never.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
There's no.
Complete fantasy.
You can't have space
well,
meth.
While
You can't-
sub DM.
Now
is
remember,
so
kids,
guilty.
don't do sweet drugs.
Don't do drugs. Those are bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
The best way.
So so she will thank her for her counsel and say, I hope that the guiding lights
Calculus?
of your gods and of those gods that you counsel their clerics guide you into your own peace and calm as well, because I can only imagine it's worse dealing with us after we're burnt out, let alone the poor adventurers. So
Someday, I will have to tell you stories about my old party. They are stories indeed. And she'll stand up from the pew, bow a little bit. Light go with you. And she'll kind of just wander off towards another group of, like, robed figures that appear to be talking. And kind of leave you there to contemplate or do whatever it is that you want to do, if there is anything that you want to do.
There was a bartender in the tavern who we have a few times been problematic towards.
Uh-huh.
If he would be attempting, or if he would like to find him in his off hours and offer to buy him a drink.
So that would be... Where is he? There you are. That would be Agrund, normally the bartender in the AG Tavern. This gentleman. So I'm going to say that For the purposes of this, it's not going to technically cost you any gold because you're going to spend drinks or spend money buying this individual drinks, where in turn you will get free drinks later. So we're not going to involve money in this at all because math is boring.
Fair. I like that.
Boo.
math.
Smart
It's a
stuff.
part of my job
D&D.
sometimes.
It's the worst
Fuck
part.
math.
Fuck math.
Use all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
In high school, I told myself I would never be sitting at a desk writing, doing busy paperwork, and now I do it for fun on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
If it makes you feel better. Today's a Monday. Mondays are for math bullshit.
Yeah.
Apparently Mondays are also for meetings, but that's another problem.
True. So that's part of our adventuring party. Normally around hereabouts is usually when we would take a break. So I think breaks might be in order, and then we can come back and deal
your
with
legs.
Builder. Because Builder's next in the initiative roll.
Oh my.
I found a
Fantastic.
spider Jesus.
Spider
What the
Jesus.
fuck?
Loth, you have such pretty facial hair.
What the fuck?
I don't know where I found it. Don't ask.
You just found
I went to
Spider
the depths of the
Jesus.
internet.
I posted
Oh,
my
internet, give us your bounty. Yep.
I also in the Discord chat I posted my homebrew meth.
Mystical
there it is.
enhanced time helper.
Yep. And that's the full stat line that we got in his D&D game. It's nonsense.
That is.
Mystical enchantment time helper.
I'm just
The
gonna
best D&D games are made on nonsense.
absolutely.
And on that, I need to get some actual liquids in me.
Yes.
We're going to be right back, and then we'll... These next few level up scenes are sure to be fun.
Chop
Oh,
the
dear.
arm. Chop the arm.
No.
Chop the
Why am I
arm.
last?
Because you roll
Because
shit,
he-
and that's how it goes.
Because we had to
Get
get a
good,
drink
son.
first, obviously.
Yeah, because I
Fantastic.
need fee.
Oh, she's gonna be slightly drunk whenever you meet her. That's perfect. Perfect.
Don't worry. I got
Be
this.
right back.
We'll be right back.
something inherently sexual about a man sticking his face in something to eat it, but but if you choke on those chips right now, the whole sex appeal's gone. I'm just saying. I hope that was on stream.
It was.
Pretty close.
I gave a warning. It just seemed like the right time.
That's fine.
It's just the color correction on your camera. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I was definitely not flirting with Bruce. I wouldn't do that.
Hey. Goblins only.
I'm not his type. I'm sorry. My bad.
Never said that myself, so you never know.
It's been established. It's canon. Too late.
I'm
So,
fine. This is fine.
where were we? Oh, right.
I need somebody to get me a fan, like one of those little hand fans for when I embarrass myself.
Oh my!
I can like. Thank you, Matt. That's perfect. Yeah, that's pretty.
Let me use my DM screen here.
Y'all are the best. Y'all are such enablers.
So, who's
Just true.
Funny
who
story.
was I about to fuck with?
You know that.
I believe it was Builder's turn up next.
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
I don't wanna.
So, would Builder be doing a whole lot before he went into the training pit? I'm gonna set it at neutral first. See what we can do.
I think with the creature in hand,
Uh-huh.
the very first thing that Builder's going to do is probably go into, because you had said, I believe, previously that in our quarters there is a room that is both anti-magic protected and like shielded and
You
kind
have
of
you have a shielded vault in
storage room.
the chambers. Yeah. Yeah.
So basically what Builder is going to be doing is going into this room with the thing and just guarding it. Just sitting in there until Haran brings some form of containment device.
Let's
Builder
deal
is
with
going
that.
to be with it.
Let's deal with that. Haran, I assume you're gonna go whip one of those up, right?
Yes, that is first.
Okay. God, now I need to remember what roles that would be because D&D is a different game than I've been currently dealing with. Let me pull up a character sheet to see what in the world roles would be. So technically, I guess that would be like a smith's tools check.
Okay.
Which that seems to be the easiest thing to roll for crafting.
Is there no, I already said I'd be. I was
Yep.
gonna say that I'd try and assist, but I'm already committed to being in here holding it down.
And I'm also going to say that Haran can be just present for this too, because there's like a small, like workshop area, so you don't necessarily have to like go to the like artificer's hall and then come back.
Okay. Fuck.
That is above a 10. It isn't the best work that you've ever done, but
it's quick. It's quick.
It's quick, and it works.
Now, based on the description of this as a vault, there's no like air vents or things like that. It's a door in, solid, and then that's it.
It's essentially, if you had a safe that was more the external shape of like a chest of drawers. So you would open it, and there would be shelves on the inside. So there's no air vent, there's no anything on the inside, and there's a few like little, just like simple like storage container boxes in there. They assume that the AG will be bringing home shit like magical artifacts, maybe a cursed item you don't just want rolling around the guilds like a bar. So
Right.
it is a.
I thought you take all the curse items to the bar.
Generally.
It wouldn't be the first time.
So, I mean, that's essentially what Builder's doing until that point that this thing is semi-secured with something more than just him. It's not been out of his sight.
So Haran will come in with the box. It's not great. I can make it better, but for right now, this will work.
It does appear to be adequate enough for the time being. I trust that when you have access to your full plethora of tools and some of that mithril that we acquired, you will construct something stronger and better as we discussed.
And time helps. But yes,
That's fair. I appreciate you getting this done as quick as you did.
yes, it's nice to work on things.
If there is any way that I can repay you that doesn't involve you cutting pieces of my body off or replacing them right away, please let me know.
Now, I mean, eventually, sure, if you want, but no, I don't need anything. Just again, nice to work on things. It's what I enjoy.
It is appreciated. And I know that I can't convey that the best, but believe me, it is.
It's fine. I understand.
Okay.
With this secured, I believe I have business to attend to. So if you'll
Yes.
excuse me.
Yeah, me as well.
And you both part with something defying space and time sitting in your chest at home under a pass-coded lock that
Oh,
6
chest.
people have the code to.
11112.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They've gone from suck to blow.
That's the code to my luggage.
I'm not saying that movie is an inspiration for this at all. I mean, Spaceballs is a classic and everyone should watch it, but
Everyone.
Thank you for bringing my Spaceballs joke into the game after I made it. I love that for us.
it's a real movie. It's a real movie, it must. There's some young people in here who probably don't know, okay?
I've seen it.
Good.
I'm shocked, actually.
Good.
I'm very glad
Oh,
that that's one
there
that
we go.
she's saying.
Mm-hmm. Any Mel
I
Brooks
want you
movie,
guys
really.
to know that I base all of my actions in this game off of Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest is also a good choice.
Also fun.
You
The
see this
best.
hand? This is my shooting hand.
Another great Mel Brooks movie.
So, leaving the dormitory, as it were, Builder takes a walk down to the Barbarian Hall, ?
I feel like that's probably a good place to start. Yeah.
Excellent. It's been updated a little bit.
Ooh. Spooky.
Had to go
Can I
back in.
derail us for one more second before we get back into it?
Mm-hmm.
Tog, there's some sort of voice in the fucking church.
There is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
It's-
that bitch whispered in my one ear, and I was like,
Yeah. It's speaking Latin, which, by the way, in this universe is angelic.
I have a window right there.
Oh, good.
Right there.
That's even
And I'm on the
better.
ground floor, and there's a picnic bench, and so I was like, is somebody out? Anyway, I just wanted you to know that it was very effective and it scared the bejesus out of me.
Excellent. My sound design game is still on.
So good.
All
Sorry.
right. So, Builder makes his way down to the Barbarian Hall in all of its fun orky splendor. Cool. So, there's a slew of varying people in the front section, which is kind of the whole like mead hall section. Not really your interest. The back in the training halls is kind of your jam.
Yeah, I need to. I definitely need to blow off a little steam.
Well, it's a good thing.
I was imagining the boiling teapot sound.
Like Iron Giant steam. It's a good thing the last person that you sparred with is there. So,
hey, look, it's a dog.
yeah. Okay, so we're gonna see if this AI thing works. This could be great or bad.
AI thing? Question mark.
Voice mod got updated. Hold.
Oh
please.
right.
Son, you're back. There's some new developments, and I have a feeling that you're gonna help me work out them. If it's one thing I can help you work out, it's probably aggression.
And I need you to roll me a strength check to start this off with. Excellent. So,
Intentionally garbled talk.
yep, little bit. I tested it before. It works, sort of. It's
Not
AI. It's actually AI generated.
Oh, weird.
So I'm trying to work with it. Have to talk a little bit slower. So with a 9, let's just say Builder has a rough sparring session. Builder's mind is elsewhere, as it were. There's a lot going on in their mind.
I'm far too unfocused for this. I can't seem to find that center point anymore. You strike me as someone who very usually knows what they are fighting against. That's the problem. What I'm fighting against is not only this enemy that I am programmed to know, but my own lack of information, my own lack of self-awareness. It's becoming tiresome. That is a thing as old as our Orden. Not only do we fight others, but we find ourselves fighting against ourselves. Come with me.
And there's a whole portion where he like leads you away from the fighting pit. And you've noticed that fire is a big theme down here. There are similar banner flags bearing the same thing that Azuka has in her image, that of a sword on fire. And Builder is led through the hall to an area that almost looks like it's like a little altar, if anything. Weird thing in a training pit to see something like this, kind of like religious. Though this form of religious thing is like a table laid out with furs, with axes crossed on it, and several skulls from what looks everything from demons to you're not actually sure what. And in the center, there's a little, it's a little bowl that is full of like multicolored herbs.
and have not always followed along with the teachings of my people. But I have found some use in the things that they have taught me. There are some things that they would say the spirits have shown them that help bring clarity. Do you want to try?
I'm willing to try, but as you can see, I don't know that it will affect my physiology.
This big fucking orc gives a big grin and then gives you a solid, like, gauntleted punch on the shoulder. There's a loud ping.
This is not about the body. This is about the spirit. And you contain spirit.
And he takes a torch off the wall, an actual, like, real fire torch in this age of electric lighting and, like, cyberpunk neon everywhere, and puts it down into the bowl and gestures to it and steps back.
Builder moves up.
There are a few moments when you stand there and it essentially kind of like washes over you like incense. Very much of the same vibe. And you have olfactory sensors. You can smell. You have all your senses. It's very much an earthy smell. It doesn't smell like what most people would consider to be like kind or like nice or flowery or anything. It kind of smells the equivalent of like an overloaded set of senses. It's the equivalent of like when you would have to like try to eat food that's just a little too hot for you and it starts to overwhelm you. Roll me. Gotta find this shit again. Character sheets. This is gonna be a roll because we're gonna have some fun here. I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw. Survey says 15. Good job. At first, you like feel the urge to like recoil. You get a couple of over your vision. Your HUD gives you like a few little like almost errors. Like you should back up from this. This might be hazardous to health or systems. But with that, you decide to soldier your way through, and you're able to. You're not overwhelmed by it. And everything starts to get a little bit dark. And very suddenly, you are not in the same place you were just a moment ago. You
Never drop acid with Raytog.
You are a long way back. On
This looks like home.
looking down on a place you once knew to be called Vasiri. And you can see that, briefly looking around, you are over it, and you are on a shuttle, looking down on it. Where is the thing? I knew I made a thing for this. Ah! So you are on the shuttle. looking down over your homeworld. It getting smaller. There's a sense of memory there, a little bit of forlornness, a little bit of rejection. Because you remember there was a point where you were not welcome. You remember that you were not a part of the machine that functioned well. Your anger was too much. But there's also a moment where you turn just to your left to look in the shuttle with you. And you are not in there alone. There is another of yours, looking at you with what appears to be an approving look. A big hand comes up and like claps you on the shoulder. And you can't remember this person's name at all. But they see the look on your face, the memory, the loss, everything. Then they speak.
Your rage causes friction within the machine of war. They cannot tolerate it. They cannot see that emotion is anything but inefficiency, instability. I can see beyond that. I can see that you are not a defect. You are a specialist. I will teach you to use your rage. I will teach you to shape your wrath into a weapon that will tear the Outlanders asunder. They believe they know how to defeat us. Shadows from beyond reality, I will train you to become the thing that those monsters in the night fear. Your purpose is rage, and it shall be their undoing.
Metal.
And as the shuttle kind of turns away from Visori, you do see just over, out of range of major orbit, a place where you once trained a long, long time ago, when you found some sense of purpose, something you haven't remembered in a long time. And there was something to that, something that you lost a long time ago, something that seeing this just brings back a memory. It's a symbol. And it meant something to you, and at one time it meant everything to you. And then you find yourself in front of an altar of gone, burnt out ashes.
I remember. Something, anyway. What do you remember? An old teacher. Old training ground. But there's more. A symbol burned into my memories. it to me. We will burn it into you.
With that, Builder will reach down with his finger into the ash of the incense that's burned out and trace the symbol out.
It isn't much longer that Raytog moves off to a forge, which is by no means an artificial forge. This is crude. This is like stone and metal. And eventually, after a few minutes of banging, holds up a burning iron that has the thing that you drew. Man.
Sorry, were you having a moment? I put it in the Twitch chat where I thought it was safer.
Nothing is safe.
You
What's
just
this person,
snorted.
guys? Shut up! I don't snort. You snort.
Fanning yourself.
My new desk chair.
Well, since it's in the Twitch chat, I mean,
It is what it is.
yeah.
It won't make it to the YouTube though, so that's fine.
Oh, there you go.
So, before there's a whole lot of time to even decide, Builder, in his side, there's a loud sizzling noise. And there is a new brand on Builder.
I trust this will help you remember your purpose. I think it'll help me focus. It'll help me direct this feeling, this rage. Excellent. I know something of this. I know something of having an old enemy, of having a very specific thing to be destroyed. I think we could both teach each other a lot. I look forward to it. It's been a while.
And as long as Builder will remain in this hall, will be a sparring match that will go until either one of them quits.
Builder will not leave until he's carried out.
It takes almost like so it to end this actually on like a funny note, Builder ends up leaving the barbarian hall with like 6 different barbarians essentially hauling him out doing the coffin dance, essentially. In like basically a full celebration of like what like he like the bullshit Titanic duel that happened, and he is laid on one of the mead hall tables and they are having drinks on and around him while a healer will eventually show up. It turns into a raucous party that he is more than invited to after he is capable of getting back up.
Well, I guess since it's all the barbarians, at least they won't let him down.
Nope.
They'll,
Nope.
they'll run around, they'll never run around to desert you.
God damn it.
That's true. I'm surprised you didn't show the symbol.
It's in here somewhere. It's in I mean, I can just do this.
I can show it.
I could just do this.
I can
Because
do
I
this.
know he's got that. That's why you want it on the side.
That's
Whoa,
why I
were
wanted
those
it
were
there.
those man nipples? Those aren't
They
allowed on
were.
the internet.
They were movies.
Sorry, I didn't mean to break your serious moment, guys.
It's
You did.
it can only be as
You
serious
totally meant to.
as D&D
No,
can
no.
be.
I put it in a
Oi,
safe space.
that's
I
not
thought
a
it was
moob.
That's okay.
That's a moob.
I've got a plan for you.
safe. That's dangerous.
Don't fuck with DMs. We don't really.
I'm in danger.
Mm.
Well, who needs the gift when you've already said it? Never mind.
Despite the fact Haran has made a little guest star in this one and helped, he rolled absolute dick on the initiative, so you're last, buddy. So now, we are temporarily moving from the party in the Barbarian Hall to a much, much quieter hall.
Introverts only, stay out.
It very much is. In the Warlock Hall. God. Yep. There's if people are asking what we're laughing about, there's like two different coffin dance gifs in our Discord happening right now. So in the Warlock Hall, what would Yasana be doing now that she'd finally come back, got away from the group?
I guess, like I mentioned earlier, introverts only, stay out.
It very much is that. There's a lot of
Yes.
introverts only. It's almost like typecasted. There's a bunch of. If you looked at the Adventurers Guild like a high school, if you will. There's a bunch of people in libraries wearing black.
Or we're just the basement nerds.
And it's like, it looks like it's all the goth and the metal in the nerds that want to read dark as fuck books that they probably shouldn't. But as a result, you are in a hall that is mostly composed of like obsidian obelisks with red etchings over it. It is akin to a library that might be in the Mage's Hall, but it's its own little offset of it. There are libraries. There are little altars here and there, almost akin to the Cleric Hall, but more for Warlock patrons, more individualized because there's so many varied and different ones. And Yasana has her own kind of space, if you will. Series of books. She has like her own corner of a library if she wants to get away from everything. But there are other warlocks drifting around. What would she be doing? Introverting. That's actually way too this has to get on the stream. That's it.
Yeah, everybody's talking about My Chemical Romance. I'm like, nah, this is the fucking Cure, man.
Yeah, more the keyword.
I'm just saying that My Chemical Romance was on the radio the other day, so.
Ah.
God, you guys are so young.
Great.
I think it's dad rock. It's
Dirt
dad
and
rock now, Bruce.
Durin Gray.
Oh, I love Durham
guys.
Gray back in the day.
Mm-hmm. That was high school.
Yeah.
I don't think I discovered that.
With
Malice
their
Minder.
videos with baby head apples and weird shit.
God.
Child.
Alice Miser.
Be on the internet.
Kitty.
Speaking of evil places, we need a black cat. We have several black cats.
I would have tried to pick up Darcy, but I'm pretty sure he would have tore my hands apart if I tried. My
You
cat
might-
Darcy is a dick
So,
sometimes, but I love him.
DM,
Yes.
do I have a way to access my master's library?
I would probably say yes.
Because with recent events now, Yasana kind of wants to look into these other gods, these other beings that Builder was speaking.
The only way that Yasana has efficiently gotten to that realm has been as in the nature of old ones, in dream, or when that creature's presence has been imposed upon her. But
Or what passes for dreaming.
that's fair. But there always seems to be a little bit of a knack for finding the information that you might be looking for. There is a portion of the library that she's frequenting in. And it's pretty mundane as far as banned books go for what you're looking for. There are volumes on outsiders and things of that nature. And she spent some time looking through that with only pulling up the most basic knowledge that she already knows. It's not really a specialist's library in that, but around the time that it enters her mind, like, I wish I could get to the other side. I know I could find what I wanted there. The bookshelf that you are looking at seems to, almost in like a fisheye lens sort of way, like distend. You see one of the shelves kind of subtly spreading farther than it should be, even though the edges aren't moving out at all. And a new volume finds its way right in the center.
Pluck it first.
Say that again.
I'm going to pluck it from the shelf, of course.
Oh boy, and does it have a pretty neat cover. You take it out. It is leather bound, very much in the style of the old ones, and on it there is a 5-pointed star in the center of it bearing a burning eye. And when you look back up and see the shelf, there isn't a blank space on the shelf.
It's spooky.
Yusana kind of holds the book a little closer to herself, kind of offers a slight bow to the space was, as if thinking whatever powers that be for the book. And then
Anytime.
He's so squishy.
Moist.
I just on purpose.
I don't think that's what good macaroni sounds like.
No,
You don't
it's what
know.
great macaroni sounds like.
Yes.
The sounds really did make the gif. You know, like I could really hear it coming from you there.
Okay, we can get back to that. We can do this one better. As
We
when-
can
when
get
you- when-
squishier?
yeah, we can. You
Ugh,
bow.
please no.
You bow to the bookshelf when you raise back up. There's not really much of a bookshelf there anymore. But the only way on this side that you've ever seen your patron.
What knowledge is it that you seek?
How do you pronounce your name? Yagsaga.
We have a please no more squishy in the chat.
Oh, from Scarlet.
It could get worse, yeah.
I wish to know about your brethren.
Go ahead, Bunny, make the joke.
My brethren have not seen eye to eye with me in a long time.
It would seem their influence is felt even here.
If that is true, then we do have many problems to attend to. Have you evidence of this?
My companions and I have brought back something. Don't quite know what to make of it, but it's a method of controlling others.
Controlling others is their hallmark. I encourage you to go look at this thing, find it, examine it, find what you can.
So, DM,
Yep.
I would say Asana got at least. She got a look at this
She did.
thing. Would he be able to pluck that image from her mind if she, like, just thought about it? If she wanted to project that
Okay. So this
thought
is
at him.
that's something that can be done. So you do that, and a moment passes.
That is not something crafted by our kind. That is something crafted an inspiration of all kind.
Explain, please.
Were this device of my brethren, it would not be mechanical. It would not be of metal and steel and technology. It would be biological. Their bent is the corruption and change of the mind and living things. This appears to be technology that does that very same thing. It is even styled after us in appearance. There are only two possibilities that I can foresee from where I am in the far realms. Either yet another mad priest has gone and created something beyond his capacity, or my brethren have allies I know not of. The latter is most concerning.
Indeed.
Look into this as much as possible. Your eyes are as sharp as any I have ever employed. If you can find the connection, I'm sure you can sniff it out. Your Checkney friend might even be able to help you. What an odd companionship you found yourself in.
I have very little doubt. Be strangest partnership yet.
In times of great change and the most dire of circumstance, sometimes the strangest allies can be the best.
And with that, you find yourself once again facing a library with a new book, a new tome in your hands. And yes, this is, in fact, your packed tome that gives you all your fancy level 3 warlock abilities.
Is it safe for Scarlet to unmute?
Yeah, it would be. Yep. The communion is done. Although, it's not completely everything. Around the time that you get back and you kind of snap to and you have this thing and you've spent some time flipping through the book, and it's going to take a little bit because it's one of those things that was probably written by a little bit of a crazy person. I want to say if somebody wrote in Matt, remind me, what's the Outlander language again? Like it's a word. I forget it.
It's the language from Lovecraft. I want to say.
There's a word for it. I forget all the language name. There's a thing.
Give me
but
2 seconds.
if somebody wrote like in essentially, like, it's not abyssal, but if someone wrote the House of Leaves in abyssal, then this is what you're looking at.
Archaic, maybe?
Languages. Because it is important to know what it's in.
Actually, I think Builder might speak
Deep
it.
speech. Deep speech.
Deep speech, yeah, that's what we went with.
The word, the language is deep speech. So it's going to take a little bit to, like, figure out. That said, as you look at it, your comm actually beeps. New message. Long distance.
Do you accept the charges?
I don't think it's a collect call.
Cthulhu's cheap.
The sender is listed as Zulily. And you crack it open, and it is, from back home, the youngest member of your order. And it's, like, almost jarring how overly, like, enthusiastic it is. It's, like, a bunch of, like, exclamation points and a lot of capital letters where they don't need to be, which really hurts your brain after you've been reading so many books. But it's like, I saw you on the hall, you really did it, you made it into AG. It's the coolest thing I ever heard of. Nick Salagos said he never doubted for a second. I can't tell if he's actually that smart or he's just pretending to be. Everything's good here. Boring alchemy classes, getting ready for some field work. But congratulations, I'm super proud of you. We'll be watching. All in one big block of text with too many capital letters and nowhere near enough spaces or punctuation. You can't see this now, but she's over there doing this.
It'd bring me pain too.
It's a loving pain.
Well, no, thinking about that kind of text. Oh, man.
Yep.
The cringy days.
Imagine being almost 40 years old and having 20-year-old friends that text you like that.
I don't know what that's like.
Don't know what that's
no,
like.
not at all.
Does that mean I need to start doing that just to make a point?
Please help us.
Please say no.
Please help
Please say
us.
no.
No.
Okay,
I don't need more people texting me like a 20-year-old.
Oh no, Utes!
I don't have my
Youths.
I don't have my young translator with us anymore.
The language is Aklo. In
Aklo. That was it.
AKLO.
Yep.
AKLO, but it's deep speech, and
It's
we've
in
converted.
D&D, it is just colloquially known as deep speech, but we could say its formal name is Aklo. Thank you for digging up that chunk of lore that I have lost. So many
Well,
hours.
sit in the office of books.
That's a lot of that.
I feel like it's official. that
How long has
Builder is,
Yasana been in the AG now?
7 days.
No, it's probably been like a month and a half.
Ugh.
It's a grand total,
Oh.
including like everything from like the train ride in that we did like a year ago, the goblin like heist,
The week-long trial.
the training montage that took like 2 hours but was like 8 games or some shit.
Oh, and Harambe, that goblin, dude, the goblin's dead. Let it go.
Talking about Jim.
Let it
Yeah,
go.
Jim.
Jim's gone.
Jim's gone.
Jim's gone.
Until I see a body, I refuse to believe Jim is dead.
We can arrange that.
Oh yeah, I
You
can
have-
work with that.
May I offer
You have fun
this
going
box of
fighting, buddy.
ashes?
We're rooting from you from over here, okay?
This
So,
box of ashes in your trying time.
is there anything that Yasana would like to do beyond this, or is that pretty good for a
Just probably send back a short message.
okay.
It's a simple thank you. Give Nyx my regards.
Fantastic. Weirdly, it doesn't respond instantly.
Yeah. And she's gonna go curl up with her new book.
And she would be there for a while.
If it
Meanwhile,
if it reads like House of Leaves, yeah, she's gonna be there for a while.
like, there are points where you have to hold the book like this. There are points where you need a mirror. There are points where there's like everything compacted into tiny little squares on the page, and you're not really sure which square to read. And there are other pages that have a single sentence on it. It's nuts. By the way, if you haven't read The House of Leaves, if you ever wanted to read what it is like to actually go crazy, that's it.
I go crazy enough on the daily. I don't think I need to read what it's like to go crazy.
I have my copy in the other room because I like pain. So,
Yeah, that sounds about
That
right.
tracks.
down the hall to where we were getting ready for a surgery.
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 I escaped that time. I'm not going back.
Oink.
Oh, we are dragging you back, motherfucker.
Chop the arm. Chop the arm. Chop the arm.
Haran.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Science. I love everything about this.
I bet.
I got you covered, damn.
You
I
really,
brought the chainsaw.
you really had a lot of time.
We're ready to go. We're ready to go. I did have a lot of time. That's why I try not to leave him to his own devices for too long. So, what you up to, buddy? How we going
Well-
about this?
Well, first of all, I gotta make the arm.
Out of mithril.
Are you?
Yeah.
I assume that you are taking your time about this.
Oh, you damn fucking right.
So I'm bringing back a little. It's
Well,
not really a house rule, but here's the deal: when you have basically unlimited time to do something, when you're not up against the clock and there's not like a challenge. In older editions, there was something saying, you know what, I'm just going to take 20. So you just will spend as much time as necessary that it will take to
get
get
it
a
right.
20 on the roll to get it right.
So,
Days.
so in order to do this, I
And it
need a
takes time.
forge.
Uh-huh.
And in order to get a good forge, I know a master blacksmith who's a dwarf that I would pay to use her forge.
Are you perhaps talking about the one from the weaponsmith?
Oh god. Full metal pacifist.
A little bit. So you go out and commission something from the Dark Iron Forge.
But I don't commission.
You're
I'm-
there using it.
Yes.
She
I'm
gives you
using-
a bit of a
I'm
hard
using-
time.
I'm
but-
using her knowledge as well as her forge, and I will pay her for it.
Okay, here's how we're gonna go.
I will pay her with some of the booze that we got off the thing.
I just want to know how bad this goes, so roll me a
Has that
persuasion
been
check.
tested?
What?
Said roll me first. She asked if it had been tested, the booze, but I said roll me a persuasion check because I know that's Haran's best roll.
Oh yeah, no,
Has
that's
it not been
100.
tested.
That's 100% his best roll. Oh, it's not even close.
I don't know what's in the booze yet, but
Ooh.
oh,
Yeah, no, that's his. He's great at this.
My persuasion is better than yours?
Yes.
Oh my. Oh my.
This is the most socially awkward person
Yeah.
in this party. Period.
100%.
So Isabel like looks at you for a second and kind of just goes like, all right, so you want to use my forge For what now?
I'm gonna build an arm. With payment, you can have whatever mithril I don't end up using.
Okay, so I'm going to regret this. Therefore, whatever mithril you don't end up using, and 20 gold worth of drinks.
Fair.
Because I'm not going to be dealing with this shit sober.
Deal.
Get in here, don't let anyone see you.
Fantastic.
God. Then she like hits the switch on the door, and the thing shuts.
All right. So, mithril, arm, building it, creating. I'm imbuing it with the reach. The throne property, so we can go 20 or 60 feet.
Rocket fist.
Yeah, rocket fist.
Love it.
Like Cyborg.
I'm also putting in I can incorporate my tools into it, like Builder has. So
Okay. So it has a fanny pack.
Yeah, and I'm also going to imbue it, use an artificer imbuing, and imbue it with the returning.
So you can shoot it
property.
And come back.
So I shoot it and it comes back.
That's dumb, and I like it.
Thank you.
We're gonna test this to its limits, I'm sure.
Not at all.
I'm not going to regret this at all as a DM.
Nope.
Not
you,
even.
You realize I'm gonna grab things with right and just pull it and come back in.
I'm also going to see how there's gonna be some bullshit rolls to see if you can use this stupid fucking thing as a grappling hook. It's gonna get dumb.
It is not attached with a tether, so it is literally just a rocket fist and it comes back. So there's no.
But what if I'm holding the fist?
Yeah, what if the fist holds
that's
something?
a whole other thing.
What if I hold hands with it while it shoots off?
Dude, he was offering you.
I don't like where that's
hook.
going. I don't like where that's going at all.
What if you were giving? Never mind.
I imagine eventually it could do that. But I imagine eventually, because it does get more powerful as I level, it could carry her. But I imagine initially it probably would not be able to.
So more importantly, so you take probably actually like multiple days just to make sure this is exactly right.
Yeah, 100%.
You spend time forge the thing. Once in a while, Isabel kind of like peeks in, like looks over your shoulder, critiques one or two things, and like suggests, hey, maybe you could do this. And sometimes there are suggestions you don't want to do, but once or twice, it's like, oh, actually, a pretty good idea. So you get to incorporate those little things into it until you have a completed, essentially fully capable mithril prosthetic arm with all of the shit that you have, all the shit that you put on it.
So he doesn't come back to the shop, to the guild hall while he's doing this. He probably falls asleep at the forge.
Sleep forge, you just ting.
Yes.
And notably, when you wake up, you don't find like a blanket thrown over you or anything.
No.
You find like a loaf of bread in like a shot glass full of you don't know what, but it smells strong.
Fantastic.
Dwarves.
Okay. So once we're done with all of that and building all of that into it, I will give her whatever mithril I pulled out and didn't use. So you determine how much that is, because I filled up my bag of holding with mithril.
We decided you had last time.
Can you fill a bag of holding?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Scary.
Mm-hmm.
There is a max capacity to a bag of holding.
But it's weight, not space, right?
Exactly.
Definitely.
I mean, technically, with how a bag of holding works, it's supposed to be space, but all things in D&D are measured by carry weight, so they just use that anyways, just to keep it in one system and it makes sense. But yeah, you could have like if you put like a halberd or some big long silly weapon in there, you'd just be like pulling the whole thing out.
Ta-da!
Ta-da. But okay, so she has a reasonable like sized chunk of mithril left over.
Cool. And 20 gold. I will thank her. I hope she makes something. I hope you make something good out of that. I'm sure you will.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet, but I sure as hell am going to do something. Whatever you're going to do with that, don't fuck it up.
Yeah, me too. I hope so. Yeah.
Oh, and as she shuts the door on you, you hear at the very end like, "Oh God, he's gonna die."
All right. So then
Okay.
then eventually after a couple days, however long it takes, he comes back to the guild hall and to his lab. He has a bed kind of in his corner, but the rest of his room is a lab.
Yep, it's one of those like beds that are kind of like a flat slab with sort of like kind of a half like pretty hard mattress like in the wall, so it doesn't actually take up any workspace.
Yeah.
And it has a case that can come down over it, so it doubles as a work table because that's how it works.
Workaholic.
Of course it does.
Yep.
Obsessive, yes.
Love what you do and you'll never work.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so then he will go and find Fee.
Find Fee. Excellent.
Hello.
It's not hard. There she is. She's right there.
Yeah. No.
Hey, I need you to chop my arm off now!
No. Fee, I need your help. Keeping me alive.
I'm sorry. Did you just say keeping you alive?
Yeah. That's what I said.
Oh, right. Of course. What are we doing?
Oh, we're performing surgery.
I'm performing surgery. Have you met me?
No.
Did you see me mend Builder's clothes?
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said surgery. I'm performing it. You need to keep me alive.
Oh, well, that's fairly easy, isn't it? Okay.
That's why I need you to help, because I'm not gonna be able to do that part of it.
But what if you lose consciousness? You know what? I have just the thing for this, actually. 1 minute. And she'll, like, disappear into her room. And she'll come out with, like, a whole bunch of, like, little tiny vials of stuff. Of various things, TM.
That's
Okay, things.
So-
TM.
I don't know what you. What?
and then she's gonna grab like a she's gonna grab a very round and stick-like piece of willow bark, right? Like a little twig of willow.
I do want to take this opportunity to remind the audience that yes, Fee is in fact canonly in possession of a chainsaw sword. She does have one.
And I do have this kit full of medicine.
Hold on a second. What do you think I need you for?
Well, what if you fall unconscious, or if you suffer severe pain, or if you start bleeding out and you cannot stop the bleeding?
I'm glad you stuck around, everybody. This is going to be the best one.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the few reasons, well, one of the many reasons why Yasana's the designated driver.
I just need you to keep me alive.
Yes, of course.
I've taken care of everything else. If something
What are you doing for pain
goes,
management if you're doing the surgery yourself?
if something goes wrong, I need you to keep me alive. That's
Well,
it.
yes, that's easy. But what if you have pain?
That's it.
Nothing
Now I
else.
have to ask,
Keep going.
where is this conversation taking place?
Right in her doorway.
Right in Fee's doorway. Okay,
Yes, because she moved. She did not come out yet.
great. Great.
She'll like look at the things in her hands and be like, "Can I bring them anyway, just in case?"
Okay, yeah, fine.
Okay,
But
I'm ready.
You
As
shouldn't
this
need
conversation
to
is
use
happening, Tatsu just kind of looks up from his book like, "What the fuck?"
I don't know why you would want to chew a willow bark. It's going to hurt.
I've taken care of all of that.
Can you turn the nerves off?
Yes,
Oh, you'll have to teach me that one day. Come, let's go.
I can do that. Yes. Okay.
Alton just
Are there
stares at this
pressure
entire
points for
interaction.
that kind of thing?
I don't know, but that's not how I'm doing it.
All right, lead the way.
It just keeps getting funnier.
I'm gonna jar of dirt. I'm gonna jar of dirt.
Got a jar of drugs is what you got.
Some of it's dirt. It's from a grave. It's lovely. Great for protection.
No.
Alton just looks at this entire interaction and goes, "Can I come watch?"
No. Okay. He will.
Fee starts a comms call between her and Alton.
Alton just shrugs and says, "All right." Oh, fine.
Is this going to impact the research that we need to do later? Do
You
you
said that to me.
require both hands?
All right, 'cause technically, because we're
I will be fine. Hopefully, if everything goes correctly.
Don't worry, Builder. I won't let him die.
Big if.
And if he loses
Okay.
consciousness, don't tell him. But I have
I've-
something for that.
I've planned. I've
If
planned
you
for
maim
it.
him, he becomes less useful to me too.
I've planned for eventualities. It's me. I've planned for all of this. So nothing should go wrong, but I want to be cautious.
I'll keep the morgue on standby.
Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst.
Yes.
That is Haran's MO, yeah.
I just really appreciate that you're doing this here. It's really...
My MO is prepare, over prepare, and prepare.
Would you like to ask the doctor to come help? He could
No.
supervise.
No.
I don't think the doctor will help.
Yeah, yes.
but he will.
We need to do this. Let's.
Yes, let's go then.
Okay.
She's got like her little like bag
Kilowatt
of
is
stuff,
there.
and she's got like a fanny pack with a bunch of little jars in it, and she's like,
Okay. He'll walk into his room, and it is as disorganized chaos as you could possibly think it would be.
"You haven't got any plants in here."
Plants. What?
I'm just gonna take us
Why
back
do I
here
need-
because this is close enough to his work.
Why do I need plants?
Well, they do all sorts of things. They purify the air and remind you that there's an outside world. You know.
I don't need an outside world. Exactly. I don't need an outside world.
It's as you two prefer, I suppose.
Okay. So,
And you're sure about the willow bark? You could chew on it. Won't even get in the way.
I'm good. So I again just need you to supervise. I've programmed Kilowatt with everything that needs to happen.
Ooh,
So
that's great.
I just need you to make sure that it goes okay.
My healing hands are ready for you, dear.
How many of those jars are aphrodisiacs? Just out of curiosity.
Depends on how you use them.
Well, kind of turns red and just moves on.
Just remember, 4 hours.
Okay, so Yeah, exactly. So so he's going to basically sever the nerves in my arm.
You're going to
And
have to
then-
go into how. Because you have one hand.
Kilowatt has many
Yeah,
appendages.
He
Kilowatt.
does.
Yeah, Kilowatt is going to sever the nerves in my arm via electrical and spectral pulses, and then we are going to cut.
So the
The
joke
arm
that I
off.
was making before about like, haha, like circular saw, that's actually happening.
Yes.
I imagine the rest of the team is just kind of shoving
Ouch.
themselves, gathering around the door to watch.
So-
no, the door is
Like a little
shut.
porthole window, like this
The
big.
door is shut, locked.
So you
I
get
can
like,
do it faster if you want.
so you get like your arm in like a leather strap, so it's not gonna like jolt or do anything. And the people listening to the door hear like the sound of Just like-
Yes.
And Kilowatt making happy noises.
And basically, Fee kind of sees like a circular saw thing like cut his arm off, and then a tiny little like welding blowtorch like start to like make sure he's not going to bleed out.
Yes.
Oh, I have powders for that. Okay.
Why am I here?
Feel sure about the willow?
It's a whole bit. It's a whole bit.
She like opens one and like she's just holding it.
She's getting high on her own supply. You
I'm
never
not
get
even,
high.
like, I kicked around the idea of like actually doing damage to you, but there's no point in this situation. You've gone far and above the ability for healing magic to be present and ready to go. So, I will say, despite your attempts to like, all right, we're gonna numb the nerves and stuff with like electromagnetic pulses and stuff. In theory, should work. Oh, this hurts. Oh, this hurts a lot. It's not-
Give me the bark! Give me the bark!
No, he's
But
good on his
arm-
constitution, so he can withstand the pain. Just
that is true.
She's just grimacing. There's like a little stump. She's got her
Okay,
smelling
so
salts.
and there's like, then the final cut gets made, and like you now have one arm. This is. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that was squelchy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I still have that too. Do I have that? I think I do.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at the chainsaw.
Oh,
That's
I do.
Wait, is this a precision medical tool, or is this like your
Yes.
brother's
Yes.
yes, it is precision.
The camera's just on Fee's face and just a splatter of blood.
That's not far off.
No,
It-
you know what's really bothering Fee about this is the smell of burning bone, because when you cut through it, it gets so
Mhm.
hot.
Mhm.
That's why she's got her smelling salts out. You think it's no, it's the smell of the
That wasn't me. But there really is a point where Kilowatt is like cutting and doing exactly as he's supposed to, the way he is supposed to do it, but his head turns and looks at Fee and has it's a little droid. It doesn't have any emotion, but you can just read like, why? It's on his face. But
You're
It
doing
is
great,
done.
honey.
this is not me again. But it is done the way you want it to. Now comes part 2, attaching the new arm.
Mhm.
Are you sure you don't want to open a window in here or something?
It's
Little
not a
dusty.
window.
Kilowatt manipulator arms the thing into place. How does this fit on, and how does it work?
So it's magical.
Mm-hmm. It's Magitech.
So-
Yep.
So it does not come off unless he dies. But basically it just drills and fastens itself onto his shoulder. So it literally becomes his entire arm.
So Fee sees this point where, at the shoulder, there are these like kind of like it looks like there's these tubes that come out of the top a little bit, and when Kilowatt puts it, like fits it exactly where it needs to be on the shoulder, it's like it's giving very many like dummy arm vibes from Iron Man, like the little dummy arm. But you see those little tubes start to turn and go down, and you realize they're screws.
Ah, yes.
So it goes in and is like fit tight. And
You know, this makes even me a little
Wait.
squeamish.
it's
Wait,
in,
be good.
and there is after that happens, and all of the things lock in all the way, there's this little magical like flash that goes halfway like up Huron's. There's like a blue like glow that goes halfway up here and like around and all through the arm. It's like the magic kind of goes through the arm in like a circuit pattern, and then all at once it's like it was your arm the whole time. It's just on and it functions.
Well, that's looking quite impressive.
So eventually he comes out of the pain, because there is still pain.
Mm-hmm.
No shit!
There's a bunch.
Yeah, a whole lot. He basically manipulates the fingers in it. Making sure that everything works. And thank you, Kilowatt. And thank you, Fee.
Yes, how are you feeling? She like waves her hands at me. Anything over there?
I'm good. It feels fine.
Okay. Alright. You don't appear to be dying.
No, I think everything went off swimmingly.
I don't know that I'll ever forget today.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's fair, yes.
So, but you know,
What about Lefty
when
over
you
there?
when you turn, floating right next to you, because it's a little floating droid with his little manipulator arm, and it's holding your meat arm that isn't attached anymore. It's dripping a little.
okay.
Like, what do I do with this? Is the vibe.
Horan will take it from him.
Okay.
And okay, thank you, Fee. You can.
There's freezer space if you need some. Oh.
I'm good.
God damn it.
Alrighty. Can I do anything? Cool. And Fee's gonna book it, and she's gonna like the door opens, you know.
I'm gonna assume like one or two little like cure light wounds goes off just to make sure he doesn't anything. But
Oh, a cure wounds, a blast.
you don't you don't actually have to do it, because by the time that you will need to keep track of spells, you will have rested again, because we're in a downtime phase right now.
Yes, but I do have a cure wounds, so just for giggles.
Just for giggles.
Maybe did it work?
Go for that.
Why didn't it work?
Eggs.
You might have a pop-up box.
Ah, there it is now. Yes.
Sometimes they do the what level are we casting this at? Yeah, so there's healing that throws in.
I didn't figure it needed to be a second level spell.
No.
You seem to have it under control, mister. We don't need your fancy plans.
Because I don't know what they do. I can't account for that.
Nerd. But yes, Fee leaves the room and quickly looks around and makes eye contact with the first creature she can. She's like, you.
Roll me a d6.
Absolutely.
Because there's 6 of you, it's easy to figure out who would be the first person to make eye contact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is going to be Yasana.
Yasana, please. I need a drink. I need a drink so bad. I might need a shower. Definitely need a drink.
I'm sorry, what?
I just watched Haran cut his own arm off. It was on purpose, and I thought I'd be fine. You know, it's just surgery, but the smell of that bone. Oh, and then like the fucking little bot was holding the arm. Oh no, I need a drink.
Kilowatt like floats out of the room and waves his little robot arm. There is a noticeable like streak of red across its face that it does not know about, and it just like floats over to its little recharging thing and just like closes up shop and like goes to sleep.
Please, Yasana, please. Do I have to shower first? I will.
Ron's not right in the head.
What?
So eventually Haran will come out with the new arm. And it looks exactly like what I posted in the chat.
So,
no,
first strength on that baby.
Oh,
Sorry?
Do we sleep in the same, like, quarters or something?
this is communal. Yeah, everybody has their own little room.
What?
Oh, because Yasana said that she would theoretically be reading a book somewhere.
In my class hall.
Yep. We're just
Which
assuming this is later.
nowhere.
So it's different days because he had to
Yup.
make the whole arm. I
Many
suppose.
days
Yeah.
later.
Oh shit! Did I miss the concert?
That's a great question.
Yes.
Probably not.
Probably not because Tog wants to play the rock music.
Did it
Combo
happen in the
rock.
days?
It would be around this time actually. When it would be soon. We could actually set that. Yeah. It's probably like day of. Let's
Wait
say.
till we tell Gorko that that Aaron would rather cut his arm off than go see his concert.
No such thing. Will not hurt his feelings.
Yeah, you think dwarves would like his music because it's rock.
Ah, you fucker.
Okay, on that note, isn't this the end? Should we go home?
Anyway, so Haran will come out with the new arm. Fuck you. Anyway, so he waves to everybody with the new arm. Hi. Since you're all waiting outside the room.
Yep.
Oh, we were waiting with
You
Beta.
guys have fucking keys to the room. Just go in and take a damn shower.
Oh, I'm in there.
Okay, so she should be asking you to get the fuck out.
He locked all of you out because contaminants.
What's it like?
Um,
I remember vaguely.
It's got a few tricks in it, but feels good. I like it.
Did not expect Fee to be so squeamish.
Oh god, he did it to himself though, Builder. He chose that on purpose.
Yeah, watch this. Builder will pop his arm off.
Yeah, but it doesn't smell the same when you do that. There's something about the smell of cutting bone. Ugh,
I enjoy it.
I'm sorry. I won't ask you to do that again then.
No,
I'm sorry.
please. I'm happy to be helpful. I
No.
forgot how much I hated doing that when I was.
It's fine. It's fine. I get it. So he literally just turns away from you and walks over to Builder, like.
Oh
the,
no! Does Haran need a fee hug? Fee,
No.
you know you're setting me up to play Mother Fee forever until Haran loves her again.
Anyway, so you walk over to Builder and go, this is, so considering there is no organic in this, does this work?
That should actually make things a lot easier.
Oh, fantastic. Bonus side effect, not cause.
talked about it beforehand.
Okay.
Get it?
On the other hand,
No, please.
God damn it.
Eventually, like, this was an experiment to see if I can create this kind of stuff. So,
I'll tell you from experience, you can go full non-organic if you choose.
This is different from you. It's alive but not.
It's better than you, really.
I didn't say that. It's different.
I imagine that Builder and Fee share a look and giggle, but you know.
That's canon. That's fine.
This is a canon event. It happened.
But yeah, so
what does helical sound like in
on
Builder's
the-
face?
it has a rocket fist.
Oh yeah, because we'll all fist our enemies to death.
Well, I don't know.
So
we never really went into that sort of modification.
So I assume that there's a training dummy somewhere in this.
Sure.
Area. He'll fire the rocket fist at the training dummy, and it immediately pops back onto his hand. He'll look at Alton and.
Oh my god, the gif of the face for Stephanie. The gif of the face.
Oh.
Come on, a drink.
Mm-hmm.
I had to make the joke there because it was too good to pass up.
Tis. Speaking of, around this time, I would say of all people in the party, it probably would be Alton that would get a notification on the communicator like 2 hours till concert.
Oh fuck yeah, I gotta go. Concert. Builder, I'll talk with you later, buddy.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
And
Sure.
Alton just excitedly, bounds out of the room.
There's something I admire about that. He was very distraught that I removed his longtime friend's head, and he's already turned around. I hope to one day have that optimism.
The resilience of youth.
Simple people.
You just need to give him the opportunity to give into some goblin's pants.
I think that's where he's going tonight.
Yeah, simple people.
Good for him.
Simple people. Anyway, so I'm gonna get to work on a better version of the box.
If you need any assistance, let me know. Or supplies.
Sure,
Anything that I can provide.
I can definitely use assistance, and we'll just make this more impenetrable as best we can.
Additionally, and this might be a discussion for a longer time, or maybe even a version 3, but I might maybe be open to you studying more of my anatomy to construct a better containment vessel.
Oh, what? In the vessel on you, or?
No, for that.
Oh, okay. I mean, that'd be fine. I don't have to be invasive about studying you, so
Well,
I don't.
it's primarily because I know that the material that I'm made out of is more suited for containing those. So,
Well, that's fair. And we can definitely give me research, as much research as you want, and then I will see what I can do with that.
I'm not going to that concert, by the way.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not into noise metal.
Really? Well, then I guess you won't have a conversation with me later then.
Oh snap!
Oh, Builder, I always have time for you.
Alden's the only one going to the concert, and you know what? He's gonna have a great time. He's gonna come back with merch for all of you. Just
Oh
merch
no!
as he can.
He's gonna bring
Actually-
presents. He's gonna be like,
Merch.
That does beg the question. If he comes back with more goblins, we kick him out of the group, right? That's the rule?
Yes.
yeah, if he comes
Absolutely.
back with goblins, we lock the door until they're gone. I mean, it won't take long. They're goblins.
I feel like that means two things.
If it wasn't Haran, I was gonna say something about goblin something.
That's it. You're all definitely getting merch now. I was on the fence about it before, but now it's guaranteed.
Oh.
Since literally no one else is going to that fucking concert, we're gonna make this real short and sweet and say,
Wait, hold on. If we don't get the show, if we don't all go, I'll go too.
it was like, no,
I'm
like,
just-
if Alton goes to the concert and he has a fucking great time, it's really loud. It's everything you would want it to be in a actual metal show. Where was it? I made this a while back to be fucking funny. And that's the bit.
Yeah.
That really is the bit.
Grinders.
Oh, fantastic.
It's terrible.
I love it. I'm here for this.
That's a pretty good time.
Scorgo's gonna get jealous if you try and get there with the drummer.
Dude, that drummer though.
Oh, yeah, that is.
Look at the size of his nose ring.
Right?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yep.
That means virility, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So I get. While I'm at the concert, you know, the merch lines are probably pretty long. It's a great concert.
It is.
That's what it is. I eventually get to the merch line and
Wait.
God.
He doesn't give you VIP. You saved his life.
Oh no, he got
That's it,
VIP. He
that's it,
skipped the
that's
whole
it.
line.
That's
He
just-
skipped the whole line, the whole bit.
Yes, sweet. All right. So with that in mind, I absolutely buy everyone. Let's see. What does everyone like here?
No,
I
they
get
don't.
B and Sana t-shirts. I get Tatsu a hat. I don't know why. I just feel like he'd like a nice hat. Builder
I'll take a magnet.
Builder
Codpiece.
absolutely gets a magnet.
I got that, fair point.
And Haran,
It's a little goblin hand doing this.
you know what? Haran also gets a magnet for that new shiny metal arm. You can just pop it
My
on there.
shiny metal arm.
And
Well, ran this shiny
Arm
metal
and
arm
knee.
up somewhere.
If
You know what?
if you do your leg next, we have to start calling you head.
Full metal
if you do your
Haran.
neck, if we listen, the thing is, if we do your leg next, I'm never letting you near any dogs.
Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry. You have to kick me off the internet for the rest of the night now. I did the thing. I made
That's
the
really
joke.
easy. We could just end here. That'd be fine.
Do they do like the typical, like the classic metal, like I'm gonna throw at the end of the set, I'm gonna throw
Yeah.
a drumstick in the crowd?
It's all there.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna try and catch a drumstick or a guitar pick.
It's a dexterity saving throw. You gotta beat
Ooh.
15.
Please don't.
He beat 15 by a
Damn.
lot. He's a rogue.
Wow.
That's what he's gonna do.
Oh my.
You got the drumstick. Which is actually just a bone.
Oh, that's even better.
What kind of bone?
You have probably
Listen, I
probably
can only bring
humanoid.
up the screen so many times.
Wait, no, listen. Wait, no. All right, I probably earned it tonight. I probably earned it every night. Let's be real.
But it is a good time. You have a blast. And while everybody else sits at home, I would say that on the team thing, a little new message indication lights up.
What's it say?
Tetsu
So
presses
she-
the button.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, you don't
Yes,
have to- you don't have
V
to.
checks immediately.
It is a message that normally, like, you have like an inbox of like potential like job application stuff for missions and things. This one comes from somebody that you had run into earlier on Cruciva that you've dealt with a couple of times. This chap.
Oh.
Shit.
Speaking of poor Jeem,
Uh-oh.
Fantastic.
I don't really want to see that guy.
it says, might have a lead on your on the events of your first mission. That goblin heist on the train.
Ooh,
Was that our
Oh
first
yeah, that
mission?
was a thing, wasn't it?
technically. It's the first thing we did. As a party.
Mm-hmm.
That basically counts. Hey, are you guys seeing this? And she'll
We're all here.
gesture to the thing.
Except Alton, but you know.
If we say no, can we ignore it?
Jeem
Wow.
died.
You have too much spare time.
He does.
I tell you, he did.
Does this mean we have to meet him again?
That is what that sounds like, yes.
Well. He might have listed us as next of kin, so.
We knew him for 2 minutes.
And got him arrested.
And then got him arrested.
Shoot, I'd make us clean up the mess if I'd done that to somebody, so.
Then I guess we should investigate that. Yes. No.
Speaking of which, did anybody mop up after Heron?
It was in my room.
If you leave blood go, it'll smell.
It's fine.
Not to me.
I got it.
And
Just wondering.
Yes, I clean up after myself.
I am concerned about your room now, though, Tatsu. Do you not clean up after those things?
he's destroyed enough toes to know he doesn't need to clean up after himself. That's what the robots are apparently for.
It was one time.
Yeah, I wouldn't invite that sweeper bot any excuse to come into your room, Tatsu.
He's just through every mission, just in the background into that sweeper bot trying to assassinate me.
He's just mopping the floor, so it's extra slippery when you run in ahead of everybody.
I remember everything. It's true. We're really good at remembering our enemies, trust me.
And I feel that that might actually be a pretty good spot. Unless anybody has anything else they want to do, which we can.
Back at this point, the concert should be over by now, I assume.
Oh yeah, you load it up with merch. Take
Yep.
like it's clothes, so take like 5 silver out of your inventory. You got stuff
Sweet.
for everybody.
Yeah. That's some good merch deals right there.
Yep.
VIP, baby.
Yep.
You see Alton come back with a bunch of merch, and he's just looking at you all like, what did I miss?
Is your phone silenced?
My communication device was silenced, yeah. You know, concert.
We got a message from the Hell Knight. You recall?
Oh no, the one that took Jeem?
The one that's helping us with the train heist. Different,
The same.
probably.
Those are it's the
No.
same guy. Yep, it is the same.
She's
It was,
lying
it
to
was a
him.
year ago. It's fine. It was a year ago.
She's lying.
He's
to
lying
him.
to him.
Oh.
No, a
Okay.
different one.
Got you. Got you. I'm slow.
It's okay. It's all right.
I'm trying to be helpful, and I'm just slow.
So anyways, alright, I got you guys merch. Fee, Isan, I got you some t-shirts. Tatsu, I got you a hat. And Builder and Haran, I got you magnets.
Why? Why?
You're too kind, indeed.
Tatsu's just holding the hat that's clearly like human sized and just the horns. It's not gonna work.
You
Why?
can keep it as a keepsake because you guys didn't go to the concert, so I wanted to bring you something back to be nice.
We didn't go to the concert.
That
Yeah.
was very kind of you, Alton. Thank you. It's much appreciated, isn't it? This act of kindness to show that he remembers us in moments when he's having fun.
Tatsu just takes the hole in the back where the clips are and just kind of hangs it on one of his horns.
It seems counterproductive. I put it on the fridge in case we need to have something to hold onto the fridge.
Just sticks it to the containment unit. It's just like has an eldritch horror and it's got a little like in the side of it.
I very much appreciate the gesture. Thank you.
You're welcome. Look at this cool drumstick I got. He holds up the phone.
Just a beaver.
When someone else looks at it, it's evident that the drummer had been chewing on it with goblin teeth.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's the drumstick from the drummer. I managed to catch it when he tossed it into the crowd.
It's just a
More
bone.
disturbingly is that it's a human
Congratulations.
Good for you, little
Any
buddy.
idea what it came from?
Some kind of
Oh.
humanoid.
Okay.
I want
Definitely
in
some
on
kind
this.
of
Can I roll
humanoid.
for this? Can I roll to figure it out, DM?
I mean,
Specifically?
you'd have to try. It'd have to be a really good roll, but
All right,
you can
I'm gonna try it.
Yep.
I am not very good
It's
at
some kind of
medicine.
it's some humanoid.
That it's a humanoid.
It's cool, Alton. It's just it doesn't matter. It's fucking cool.
Fucking metal.
This, like,
Yeah.
honestly, if anybody cared about metal, the shirts are actually pretty fucking cool.
Oh, I was gonna ask actually what's on the shirts.
There's like crossed axes and shit, and like
You could probably get a wizard to carve ancient runes into that and make it a wand for yourself. And Haran will then walk away.
Well, it would defeat the purpose of it being a keepsake from the concert, but I'll keep that in the back pocket. Of
Then it
my
would have two purposes. Well, I mean, depending on how you decide to use it, it could have more than that even.
I'm absolutely keeping this in my room, in my chest somewhere.
Oh, I bet you keep it.
In your bedside table.
Do you need me to attach a? Do you
Give
do
me
do you need me to attach a vibrate function to?
Oh,
jokes. They gotta get
I'm
me
not
off
fast
the
enough to make the bars on everybody's picture.
just put Fee back in horny jail. It doesn't matter. We get it.
you need the bonk. Yep, that's good. That's good.
It's been on the internet too long. I can tell because the quality of my jokes is sinking. It was not high to start with.
That's why I
least-
start with drinking alcohol. That way I improve over time.
At least you say your
At least you
jokes were
think you
going
are.
down.
Yeah, my dirty jokes do go down.
Oh, shit.
I'm not gonna make a relevant joke right now, but you all know what I'm thinking.
At this point, that's.
Yeah.
So, guys, one last joke before we leave.
Oh,
Mhm.
one last joke. Okay.
Where do killer whales go to eat?
Five Guys.
Five Guys.
Five Guys.
Oh my god. Oh no, listen, no, we have to go
and then-
now.
We have to go. Thank you,
This joke
everybody.
is really imploding.
Thank you.
Just
Let it sink in.
Oh.
I have a new friend, Tug. Her name's Silver Fern.
Oh, is this who we're rating now?
We're going fast, guys.
No, we gotta
I
go.
think
We gotta
it's
go. We're done.
200.
We've gone giddy. We've gone giddy, and
We're
it's
going
happening.
fast.
We've gone to plaid. And
Yeah,
with
just make
that,
sure for the little
Chris Speed.
so thank
Is
you
everyone
guys.
here an asshole?
Montage night. Yay. Next week. Next week still good. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Yeah.
Cool.
as far as I know.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for hanging out, D&D Galactic.
Well,
We're going to
next
raid.
week will be a really good episode too, because it's like Freedom Day game.
Oh, right, yeah.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Freedom, freedom,
Well,
freedom.
what do you
hoy.
know?
I mean, it's the day before, but like it's the long weekend, so.
America.
Should be some fireworks.
Well, the day
Oh.
before, but
America.
Man, what a deep
Fuck
subject.
Yeah.
America. We're gonna raid.
Freedom.
Yeah, freedom
Get out,
from the
please.
evil robots in AI in ChatGPT. Thank you all for hanging out with us. We're gonna raid out. It's been fun.
I'm sorry we're like this.
I'm so
I'm-
sorry I'm like this.
I'm not sorry at all. This is what it's
I make
gonna
no
be.
apologies for anything I do ever. Fuck
I have-
everyone.
Missouri,
I have
Missouri,
no regrets.
we all contributed to the shitstorm that was today.
I love you
You're
guys.
just the only one who got blamed for it.
I know, right?
I've always wanted to do this and actually close.
thank you. I'm Bunny Attic for the chat.
That too, yes.
Very
You've been
much.
excellent and hilarious and
Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
Come back and or watch all the previous episodes.
Yep.
Mhm.
Also, you can find our Vampire Game
only
on
like,
YouTube
what,
at
18 hours of stuff?
youtube.com/raytog or
But before I go,
youtube.com/Lord Sparta, dude.
cast. There's everybody.
Thanks for that plug.
You put them up, right? Our Vampire Game?
That's me.
Yeah, they're all on my YouTube. On my stuff.
Builder. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're up all on my YouTube.
Yeah.
But Builder has a YouTube?
That's a YouTube.
He runs it. He's integrated fully.
Yes. It'll be Tog and then it'll be Lord Sparta afterwards.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go.
Tog-
Yeah, we're
Tog
gonna go.
has,
Love you. Bye.